A two-part documentary on Michael Jackson's life concludes tonight on Channel 4, featuring further allegations that he sexually abused at least 2 young children. We've been speaking about it throughout the day here on 5 Live. Earlier, 5 Live's Your Call programme heard from listeners about how they felt about Michael Jackson's music now. Here are a couple of callers.
He was an all-round great performer, and I think he did many good things. As you know, everyone just talking about his dancing and his music, but he did many good things as well.
Hardcore Michael Jackson fans are very much like Trump's base, right? Like whatever Trump does, they're not going to budge. They're always going to love him. But I was left feeling really cynical, and I something's just not. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all.
Michael Jackson, of course, strongly denied the allegations made against him over the years. But one radio station has made up its mind already. Fix Radio, which broadcasts on digital in London and Manchester, mostly for listeners in the building and construction trades, has banned Michael Jackson's music from its station. And we thought it'd be interesting to hear from Mack, who's Fix Radio's programme director, as a reaction, if you like, to this documentary. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Emma.
Why have you taken this decision?
Well, I saw the documentary, the first part, on Tuesday night, and then after I'd seen the second part on Wednesday night, I felt uncomfortable hearing Michael Jackson's music from then on, and knowing that the thing was going to be on Channel 4 last night, it was yesterday morning, we decided that we'll take his music off the playlist.
I mean, as I just said, the allegations were denied throughout his lifetime. He's, of course, no longer here to fight them himself. So do you think in some ways you're playing judge and jury?
There's no doubt that Michael Jackson acted inappropriately. I mean, a 30-year-old man sleeping with a 7-year-old child is inappropriate. But having seen the documentary, it looks to me like something definitely did go on.
Of course, that's what a lot of people who got in touch today were saying as well. A lot of people on Twitter, but of course there's the other side, very passionate people on the other side saying, that he's not here to defend himself. This isn't true. Talking about the credibility of those 2 men who are featured in the documentary. I should also mention the Jackson estate statement, which says this is yet another lurid production and an outrageous, pathetic attempt to exploit and cash in on Michael Jackson. Wade Robson and James Safechuck, those are the 2 men, have both testified under oath that Michael never did anything inappropriate to them. Safechuck and Robson filed lawsuits against Michael's estate. Both lawsuits were dismissed. This so-called documentary is another rehash of dated and discredited allegations. It's baffling why any credible filmmaker would involve himself with this project.
Well, if the documentary makes other people feel like it made me feel after seeing it, I don't think our audience wants to hear Michael. I mean, our audience is predominantly men. We're a radio station for builders and tradespeople in London and Manchester. And our audience are dads and sons and brothers and uncles. And if they don't want to hear it, well, then we're not going to play it.
And is that the feedback you've had?
Well, we've had quite a range of feedback, as you can imagine, because we live in a world of social media and Twitter. And our listeners seem to be very much behind what we're doing by not playing his music. Michael Jackson fans, on the other hand, are the other way. In fact, Steve Brookstein, the X Factor winner, he called us effing idiots on Twitter, so thanks for that, Steve. And I've just found out that we have promotional vans that deliver bacon sandwiches to building sites. We've given away over 20,000 bacon sandwiches in the last couple of years to building sites in London and Manchester.
Can you drop one off here as well, please? Yeah, go
one
on.
One of our fleet of vans has been vandalised this morning. It was at a building site in Banstead in South London, and MJ's Innocent has been scrawled on it in what looks like spray paint.
Wow.
So the reaction has been, both sides of it. Yeah, but I mean, our audience seem to think we're doing the right thing.
Yes, although that's quite an astonishing attack already.
Yes.
I mean, there is an argument that you can separate art from the artist, even if you don't like something you've heard about the artist. Of course, that could be a very mild way of describing your reaction and others' reaction to what they see in this very harrowing documentary. What about that idea that, you can still enjoy the music even if the person making the music is not to your taste or has been alleged to have done something?
Well, how many people buy Hitler's paintings?
Well, I mean, that's a bit more of a reach, isn't it?
I don't know, but
don't
if you're
think they're on
talking
sale.
about if you're separating the art from the man, could you say, you know, would you go to an exhibition of pay to go to an exhibition of Hitler's art? I mean, it's all part of who you are. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
but it's not quite a fair comparison, is it, in any way? Because Hitler's famous for killing a lot of people,
Yeah,
that's
I
to say
know.
the least. And also, well, no, but he wasn't famous as an artist. I mean, Michael Jackson, regardless of where you stand on this, has made some of the best songs to dance to last century.
Absolutely no doubt about it. And fixed radio is a radio station for people to listen to while they're busy working on building sites doing physical work. And so
All right,
songs
we've got the
Thriller
cell now. Go on.
Okay, but songs like Thriller and Beat It and Billie Jean and Bat, you know, great, fantastic songs, because we only play up-tempo songs, and he was a core artist. But when you hear them now, it's like hearing Gary Glitter.
For you, that's how you feel. Do you think you'll stick to this?
As long as, well, I think so. I mean, as long as the audience, as long as the feeling of the audience, you know, we're here for our audience, and as long as if in 10 years' time our audience are asking, you know, why aren't you playing Michael Jackson anymore? Well, then maybe we'll look at it. But right now, we get the feeling that they just don't want to hear it.
All right, thanks very much for talking to us this morning, or this afternoon now. Graham Mack, Fix Radio's programme director, they've made the call to take Michael Jackson off the airwaves. You may have a view on that. Are you going to stop listening to Michael Jackson? Of course, the number's 850 58 0808 5909.